Welcome to part 2 of my Crossout Bootcamp series of videos. The aim of this series is to equip you with all the information you need to be successful and have a good time in game, and ultimately to help you progress to the more advanced content like invasions, hard raids and clan wars. In this video, I'm going to cover all basic XP mechanics, seasons, and how to use your time in game efficiently. In every match there's currently a 1200 XP soft cap, after which you gain reduced XP. I'm not 100% sure of how the reduction works, but it seems that for the first few hundred XP there's around a 75% reduction, but once you get to 1280 rep, it doesn't seem to be possible to gain anymore, no matter how well you do. So yeah, the soft cap thing's pretty much a lie. It's still the old hard cap, just a more PR friendly version. Even if you kill the whole enemy team, you won't get more than 80 XP past the cap. Luckily for us, we can increase our reputation gains per match in a few different ways. First up is the 400% XP increase that we all gain for the first 60k XP each day. It resets at 12 PM GMT each night, and it's hands down the best XP increase available. You should always try to use this if you have the time, and just in case anybody has any silly thoughts about arguing that this isn't the king of XP boosts, the 400% is applied first, so all of the bonuses are made 4 times stronger. Next up are cosmetic items, like headlights, exhausts, weird bobbly clown heads, that sort of stuff. Each one you have equipped will give you between 1 and 4% increased XP, and they can be stacked to a maximum of 25%. Bonus cosmetic item XP is calculated from your total XP for the match, and it's not affected by the game's soft cap. And finally, you have faction flags and standards. These things are craftable items that grant bonus reputation to a specific faction for both you and your teammates, but they only last for a limited amount of time. Flags are the rare variant of these items, and they can each be crafted at their respective faction workbench for 300 scrap, 50 copper, and a workbench rent token. And for that low cost, what you get is a big ass banner that lasts for 3 days, gets in the way of aiming all the time, and grants you 15% increased XP, plus a further 10% for the rest of your team. I mean, what the hell? Look at this stupid thing. Nice, I have a 15% rep boost, but I can't see what the hell I'm shooting at. Whose idea was this shit? There's also an epic variety of stupidly large flags to block your camera with, called standards. These ones only cost 200 scrap and 20 copper, but use an epic workbench rent token. And in return for that, you get a 2 hour long 90% reputation bonus, plus the same 10% bonus for your teammates from the rare flag. If you've had a look at these things in the game, then you may notice that there's no option for an engineer's flag or standard in the crafting menus, and that's because they can't be crafted. Instead, they're rare drops from adventurers and miners containers respectively. One last thing to point out about the bonus 10% team XP from these banners is that it applies to you too. So in reality, you're actually getting 25% bonus rep from a flag and 100% from a standard. Alright, there you have it. All the XP bonuses that I've mentioned stacked together, so if maximising your XP gains is something you like to do, then go to town. Now, all the information I just gave you is pretty much pointless if you don't know how to maximise the XP you're getting in the games. So yeah, listen up. Contrary to popular belief, the majority of XP is rewarded for destroying weapons, modules and components, not getting kills. However, you won't get any XP if your target doesn't die within around 30 seconds of you shooting at it. That's the length of the assist window, and any XP for stripping components will reset after that point. Having said all that, you do get XP for all remaining attached components when you land a killing blow, so that's why kill XP can vary so wildly. As you can see, in this game I only managed to get 1 kill, but still, I got a score of over 3k. And that's because the vast majority of my score came from part destruction. At the end of the match, you can hover over the score you got to see a breakdown of why it was awarded if you ever happen to be interested. Anyway, what all that means for you is you need to pick a target and you need to stick to it. which from a strategic point of view is usually not a good idea, because if your target has no weapons and is no longer a threat, you should be stripping the next target's weapons. But as I explained, if you do that, you could lose the assist XP. Bit annoying, right? To reliably get as much reputation as possible, what I would recommend you do is early in the match hang back and focus down any easy targets that happen to be rushing you and your team, then advance picking off targets one by one while also being smart about your target prioritization. Proper target prioritization in every scenario is difficult to master, and I'll try to cover it properly in a video later on. But the most important thing to remember is always target the enemy that's the biggest threat to you first. It seems obvious, and it is, but it's amazing how many people just don't do it. If you do find yourself being forced to switch target, just try to land a few shots on the previous one wherever possible to reset the assist timer. Understandably, fast-firing weapons are the best for farming XP because they allow you to generate assist XP much more easily. And as far as playstyle goes, your best option is to play as sort of a brawler, moving up the map slowly with the biggest blob of teammates, firing at medium ranges, then moving in for the kills. And the longer you live, the more damage you can do, and the more XP you get. So don't rush face first into the enemy team. Being at the front is a great way to die heroically, while your team mops all the XP up. Okay, that should be enough info to help you maximise your reputation gain. So next I'm going to talk a bit about seasons. Seasons in Crossout are basically a series of objectives that unlock in sequence as you complete them. They're a really good way to get some extra resources and items, and all you've got to do is switch your playstyle about every now and then. You have 3 seasons available to you, which each reset every 2 weeks, and you can switch between them at will. You've got easy, normal, and hard. Easy rewards you with scrap, medium is wires, and hard is electronics. And the reward also increases with each subsequent objective that you complete. Once you complete the final objective in a season, you'll receive the reward for that objective, and you also receive an added bonus reward for completing the whole thing. Easy gives you an extra 300 scrap. Medium and hard give rare and epic loot crates respectively. Most objectives are pretty straightforward, like winning 6 battles with shotguns or destroying 12 players with cannons, but there can be some pretty annoying ones as well. As a new player, you shouldn't have much trouble with the easy season, and even the medium season should be pretty doable. Easy only requires the use of basic white items when a specific item is even needed at all. But once you do start working on the normal season, you will occasionally need to use rare equipment. Basically, if a weapon type doesn't have a white quality variant, you will need to use the rare version instead. The common ones you will see are melee, autocannons, and unguided rockets. So it's definitely a good idea to try to pick up one of each just to complete objectives. They'll pay for themselves in no time, and the hard raid objectives need rare quality items too, so they'll come in handy for completing that once you're ready. The combined value of the rewards for fully completing each of the seasons at today's market prices are about 60 coins for easy, 135 for normal, and 550 for hard. So they're all worth doing, especially considering that the resources from seasons are not affected by the weekly scrap and wire caps. One thing that wasn't immediately obvious to me when I started out is that each difficulty requires you to complete its raid-based objectives in the corresponding difficulty. So if you have an objective to win 10 raids with a shotgun in the normal season, you can only complete it in normal or hard raids. The objectives do say this, but somehow I missed it, I guess. The best piece of advice I can give you for easily getting seasons done is to set up 2 versatile builds that you can modify to run any weapon loadout. One of which should be for PvP objectives and the other for raid-based objectives. Here are the 2 builds I use for season completion. They're both of average durability and speed, and both have multiple points available for mounting different weapons and support modules. You can set these builds up however you like, but your PvP build should be carrying fuel barrels for the added income, and it's best to aim for 4.5 to 5k power score to avoid the commonly unbalanced matches at high and low power scores. And your raid build should have as much energy available as you can manage, plus have enough speed to be able to easily complete cargo race and heist modes. Having these builds available means that I don't have to spend a lot of time making builds for different objectives, and it also frees up the rest of my blueprint slots for whatever I like. While on the subject of blueprints, there's a really useful trick that you can use to expand the number of them you can save from 4 to 11. All you need to do is once your first 3 slots are full, keep publishing the 4th slot onto the exhibition, then deleting it. You can then re-download any exhibition blueprint that you need back into your 4th slot. Basically, your number 4 slot is kept empty and only used to cycle between the 8 exhibition blueprints. Finally, I just want to quickly cover daily missions, because they work in a similar way to season objectives. Shockingly, as the name suggests, you get 1 each day up to a maximum of 3 saved. After that, you get an objective reroll each day until you complete one. It's a good idea for you to try and save them up, because it's often possible to complete multiple objectives at the same time. You should also try and save them for matching season missions. It's not very efficient to complete a shotgun daily, then a machine gun season objective, when the following objective is for shotguns again. Each of your daily missions reward 200 scrap, and raid-based dailies can be completed at any difficulty. A week's dailies are worth 1400 scrap, so it's really worth doing them.
Okay, thanks for watching. I hope you found the information in the video helpful, and part 3 of the series will cover the game's raid and brawl modes, with the intention of helping you to get the most out of each kind of mission. So keep an eye on the channel for that, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.